Let me ask you, do you spend a lot of time wondering what you should post on social media? And if so, it's got to drive you nuts because there's a lot better things you could be doing with your time. It's got to be excruciating. I'm going to be sharing with you how to quickly create quality social media posts and streamline the whole process. Let's spend less time making posts and more time doing the other parts of your business to make you succeed. I'm also going to probably change the way you think about things because from my point of view, making a great social media post is a lot like making a delicious peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I'll explain more on that as we go through things. I'll also be sharing how to increase positive social media interactions exponentially with a one-time, 1-hour project that's going to deliver over and over and over again for as long as you're in business. Let's dive in. First pivot I want to jump into is your branding. You got to get that dialed in. Branding is where everything in your business really needs to start from. It includes everything from a visual aspect about your business, taglines, logos, colors, fonts, values, missions, ethos, purpose. It's the beginning, middle, and the conclusion of everything about your business. You've got to get that dialed in. And once that's dialed in, it creates the framework, and that's all set. It guides you from the look of your content into everything that's going to contain, and it makes everything easier and faster along the way. Now, you got to stay true to this pathway. If you walked into a car dealership and they offered you an opportunity to buy a ham and cheese sandwich, you'd be a little thrown off. Same thing about your branding. Everything you do needs to fit in that one bucket that's clearly defined, that you understand what your branding is, your employees understand your branding, and your regular customers. Everybody's on that same page. With your branding dialed in, now your social media messaging, you've got your beer, it ties into your decor, your staff understand it and reflect it. Any type of product you sell, from food and merch, that's all tied into that whole message of your branding. And your message equals your brand equals your message. They go together like that yin and yang symbol. Not sure if you've got this element of your business dialed in? Let me help you. Right now, put brand down in the comments and I'll send you my branding guide to make it simple and easy. And it's a great tool also if you think you got it dialed in to double check. So put brand down in the comments now. With your branding dialed in, now let's talk about where these messages should go. First thing I want to talk about the different social media platforms is that there's a lot of them. And don't try to be everywhere all the time. This is where that peanut butter and jelly analogy comes in. I like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich where the jelly on the bread is thick and clumped on there. I don't want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich where the jelly's kind of spread all over, but not enough. So it looks like, let's say you've got grape jelly, it looks like stained bread. That's not a tasty sandwich. You want to create that tasty sandwich. So where you do choose to go, and it's not going to be every platform, you're going to go in heavy and thick like you do with the jelly on a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Another thing you need to factor in is you've got to have the right message for the right media. The different platforms have different algorithms, they have a different feel, they attract different people to some degree. So you do have to be tied into that. So the first place that I would think about going is where you might like to hang out from a social media standpoint on your own free time. That's probably a great place to at least start, if not concentrate, because you understand that platform and this is your business. Now, in fact, your brand is probably reflecting you, so you can see there's a lot of synergy there. You're only going to be able to win where you should be. If you've got nothing to do with business, a platform like LinkedIn might not be a good spot for you. You want to go where your customers are. And customers can be viewed as followers. If you're naturally gaining a lot of followers on a social media platform, your brand, how you put your messaging together, that's all resonating. So lean into that. If it makes sense to make a change, do so. Because if you find yourself consistently losing on a certain social media platform, the platform's telling you something. You either have to change how you do your messages, or it's just not the place you need to be. These are things that you can figure out, and you do that by testing. You always want to make sure you're testing. See what's working and what's not. You're going to probably, if you're on multiple platforms, find out that maybe message A works on Instagram, but over on Facebook, you need message B. You've got to factor that in, because if you're creating multiple messages on the same topic, for instance, an event you've got coming up next month, it's going to require you to spend a lot more time making social media. Now, if you want to make that commitment, bravo, go ahead, do it. But if you're already feeling stretched, go where your customer base is, meaning followers, and concentrate on just winning there. I hope you're finding this video helpful, and it's helping you wrap around in your mind how you should go forward with your social media post creation. But I want to give you more help for free. And let's start with some tried and true concepts about marketing. I'm not going to turn this into a marketing class, but have you ever heard someone say something like the best advertising is done by satisfied customers? If so, that was created by a guy named Phil Kotler. Now, he is known as the innovator of modern marketing. You always want to lean into this. So if you've got customers and followers who are posting on social media, you want to reward that. You want to share those. You want to comment in a timely manner. You want to interact with those folks. And if possible, recognize them and thank them when they come into your business. They are actually advertising on your behalf. And the fact that it's not you, it's them, carries an incredible amount of weight. Think about it. The very nature of a lot of social media platforms, likes are sometimes even hearts. You want to share this positivity, these great vibes, and be gracious about it, and be consistent about it, and always lean into that. Now, how you can get even more folks to do this for you and your business is to make a selfie area somewhere within your physical location. Doesn't need to be a huge amount of space, a small area, and you want to encourage folks to do it, and in turn have your staff encourage folks to do it. It has to be near where folks are going to be congregating, and they won't even know it exists. Make sure the background in some way reflects who you are as a business, including, we're going back to branding, things like your logo. You're using the same fonts. It has the same color scheme. So folks could almost just look at that and know who you are. Another fun thing to do is give folks props and change up those props. Obvious props would be things like beer cans, beer bottles, but other things like come on down and have a good time. Be creative about it. And again, you go back to your brand. Your brand will tell you what type of props. A city near me is known as the Hat City. So guess what should be on there? Hats, right? They should be on there, and folks could have fun with hats if you were, let's say, Hat City Brewing. See how you can lean into these types of things? Now, create information to help those folks. Make sure they've got certain hashtags. Share that with them. Make it easy for them to do it. In that area, make sure they understand what hashtags you want them to use. And in turn, you'll need to go on social media, search those hashtags, and share that content on your platforms as well. Can you see how these folks are helping you create content and market your business? Well, you should incentivize this at times with people. Give them opportunities to win free merchandise, because in the end, they're going to be promoting your business even more so if they're walking around with a shirt of yours or a hat on of yours. Also, make sure they get some incentive when they post maybe some appetizers or free tasting or get invited to an event. Lean into these folks. If you like the idea of this, and I got to be honest with you, I can't imagine not. This is an essentially almost free way to get advertising. I've got a whole video that I want you to watch now that deep dives into that. Go ahead and watch that video now, and I'll see you over there.